Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Fishing Buddy Show. Harley here with you today, and I'm at the Robert C. Byrd Dam catching the small run of skipjack. And right there is why we come down here. Check that out, would you? It's a triple. So they are biting, so stick around. Give me a second to get these guys down in the ice cold water, and I'll show you what I'm using here. It's a little more difficult this time of the year. You got to have really, of course, I mean, look at the size of these guys. They're only 6, 7, 8 inches long, but they're bait. And a couple, 2 or 3 of these on here, and this is a little bit better. This year's hatch, and they're still bait, you know. So we'll take them as we can get them. We'll get this guy off here. And I'll show you what I'm using. This is a Hayabusa brand sabiki rig, and there's what that looks like. That's the package it came in case you want to pick one up, and it has like 3, 4, 5, has 6 little tiny hooks on it. And for those of you in Ohio saying, oh, you're only allowed 3 hooks, if you buy your West Virginia license, you can use these with 6 rigs on them. And I was born in West Virginia, and I buy my West Virginia license every year. Hopefully have a chance at one of these blue cats, the record that gets broke every year. So that's what we're doing. I do love this time of the year. Field corn and big shad hatches and skipjacks by the bucket load. Makes me happy. I tell you what, these little Hayabusa sabiki jigs, if you ever got one of these little hooks in your finger, you'd remember it. They are sharp, and the cool thing is, usually when you catch one on one of these little multi-hook rigs, you can bring them in kind of slow, and the skipjack will get fired up, and sometimes you can catch multiples. That one fish flopping around on there fighting attracts the others. Next thing you know, you got 2 or 3 or half a dozen on there, depending how heavy they are in the water. There's pretty good bunches in here today. Haven't caught a lot of multiples, but have caught enough to keep me busy for a while this afternoon, bagging them up and freezing them. By the way, I do want to tell you, if you jumped on my channel here and made the move from my old channel, I appreciate you watching. You get a chance, share this video out with your friends. I used to have like 1,200 subscribers, and the reason I changed my channel over was because I'd had that YouTube channel for a really, really long time, and the first so many years I didn't put out a lot of videos, and I don't think YouTube was really promoting my stuff like I thought they should. So I thought, you know, we'll start with a fresh slate and see what happens. So here you go. This is the Fishing Buddy channel. That's a good one right there. And if you guys watched, thank you. I appreciate it. Woo, they're biting now. I've got one on right now. And if I'm not mistaken, he just picked up another one. Of course, that second one's a little bitty old, little tiny feller, but you know what? These guys down here are fishing for hybrids. So these little super tiny guys, I'm giving to them. When I say super tiny, I have caught the smallest skipjack I've ever caught in my life today. I want you to look at that little sucker. Just look at that. All right, going to tell you right quickly what we do. Skipjack, they like seams, current seams. If you look out here, you'll see a bunch of smooth places, and then right where you'll see it, they'll see the edge. You can tell it's a current seam, and they'll be hanging out in those seams. So we try to cast for those and work it through there. But how about an old guy fishing story? Dear friend of mine, John Knoll, is a bait dealer, and he asked me once upon a time, let's see, I think around Thanksgiving this year, it'll be 2 years. He said, you want to go catch some bait with me down to Alabama? My first mistake was saying, yeah. So, me and John got together. He drug his boat. Well, actually, he keeps his boat at Steve Douglas's place down in Kentucky. So we took off about, 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening. That's after being up like 7 in the morning. We left his house 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening. We got to Steve Douglas's house about 2 or 3 in the morning. And we hung around, visited with Steve, and got out there about 4, and then we headed on down, went down to Wheeler Lake and Wilson Lake. And got down there at about 7 o'clock, sun up, the next morning. You know, I had 2 and then I lost 1. And we started catching skipjack. And if you're familiar with Wheeler or Wilson Lake, you know there's some big old skipjack down there. And when we started fishing, we'd already been up like 24 hours. And when we got done that evening, we'd been up like 36 hours. We caught a lot of skipjack. Caught them all day long. I was flat wore out. So we finally put in a motel about 8 o'clock that evening. Slept 4 or 5 hours and did the same thing the next day. And John does that all the time. I don't know how this dude does it. But actually, if you're looking for good fresh bait, John does a heck of a job, takes really good care of his baits. And I'm gonna put you a link down below in case you want to touch base. He supplies bait houses, tournaments, all sorts of different things. So if you get a chance to look up old John. He had a YouTube channel, and he's kind of quit doing YouTube. Got, you know, too much time involved in it, and other reasons that we won't go into here. But anyhow, so he gave up on YouTube, and I haven't. So anyhow, there we go. But yeah, you talk about an exhausting couple of days going down with him. That guy's a monster. He's a monster. Hey y'all, I'm down here still fishing, and I just want to point something out. If you can see down there, that's Matt Rice doing the good guy thing. He's walking around, got him a couple trash bags, picking up all the junk and stuff. He just said he felt a Bahama Mama drink. But Brian McGuire down there, he's still tearing them up. But I mean, look up here. There's a bunch of old bait and junk around here, and people do that stuff. And don't be that person throwing that junk on the ground or whatnot. But attaboy there to Matt Rice. Good guy right there. Let's talk for a second about the little rig we're using here. This is a Cadence brand rod and reel combo. And this is a 7-foot heavy spinning rod. It's pretty light actually. It's got a real fast tip on it. And the cool thing about Cadence is, once they sell X amount, and I'm not real sure of their numbers, I think it's something like if they sell 10 rod and reel combos, they give one away to children, to kids and everybody. So go to Cadence, that's CADENCE.com. Check out their website, and they give back to the fishing community, and that's why we like to support them. So this is a Cadence spinning rod and reel combo. And my line, this is just like a little old 6-pound, maybe Zebco or something. It's a pretty light line, but it doesn't take a lot to get these little guys in. So that's what we're using. All right, home team, thanks for tuning in again. Appreciate y'all sticking with me today. Get out there and get you some of those autumn skipjacks. Good catfish bait. Hopefully you've got a freezer full of them. Here's what we caught today. About that many. So there we go. Be sure to hit that subscribe, like button, share this video with your friends. Appreciate you all tuning in, and stick around next time for the next video from the Fishing Buddy Show. Y'all have a good one. Bye, y'all.